Hey guys, if you didn't know, I literally have every COD divided into its own separate playlist. So whatever COD you want to watch, I have it all over there for you. Just make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned off, and personalized all so you never miss a video from me. And if you possibly do want to be in a future video, then for sure pay attention and vote on my community polls and posts as well. I like to feature your guys' comments on them, so make sure you guys interact with them so you could possibly maybe be in a future video just like some of you guys in this one here. So yeah, what is up guys? Ghost here, and today got you guys all another ranking video. Okay, so this time we're ranking every AK-47 from best to worst in Call of Duty. If you guys missed the last one, I did ranking every single MP5 in every Call of Duty from best to worst. So check it out down below, first link in the description, and let me know which type of weapons or even like streaks, anything in Call of Duty you can think of. What should I rank next? Comment that down below, and of course comment down below what's the best AK-47, like what's your favorite one and what's the worst one as well. I mean, if you guys want, you can make your own little ranking list in the comment section. That will be cool, but this entire list is based upon your guys' comments, so be sure you vote on my community polls, and you guys also just comment and interact with my community posts, because I'm screenshotting lots of your guys' comments from those posts and putting it here in these videos, so you may be featured in the video. So make sure you guys do vote and interact with my community posts. And over a year ago, if you didn't know, I did an entire AK-47 evolution video, so if you missed that, then go check it out as well down below in the description. It's very similar, but we're just going to be ranking them this time, obviously. Also, by the time you see this, guys, I'm going to be streaming on Twitch right now. Just depending on what time you actually watch this, I'll be live, so for sure go check me out on Twitch right now. Hit me up a follow. Let's get to 3,000 followers. We're very close. That would mean a lot to me, guys. And if you do go to my Twitch chat, for sure comment down below Doge, just so I know you came from this video. Anyways, let's go and get right into it, guys. So I say the best AK-47 goes to the Modern Warfare 2 one. Here's what something about to say about it. So Nonsense says, I usually don't use the AK-47, but out of all the ones I use, my personal favorite has to be the MW2 AK-47. I don't know why, there's just something about it that I love. Thunderstorm says the MW2 was more modern looking and was a beast in game with the Godzillas with noob tubes. Emilio says MW2 was best. I love the recoil pattern and the sound with the silencer. And Spencer says MW2. I love how the rails are attached even when you only have iron sights equipped right there. So yeah, I agree with anyone who says this is like the best or like their favorite AK, because there's something about this one, like the iron sights are perfect and just way better on this one than any other AK, I swear. And just the silencer on it too just feels so nice, man. It's a clean looking weapon, and I just overall love it a lot. Moving on, guys, I said the second best AK is definitely the COD 4 AK-47. Both MW2 and COD 4's AKs are very similar, purely because there's stopping power in both CODs, so they both can two-shot. But Dylan says COD 4 AK is my fave. It has my second most kills with a gun, with the MP44 taking first place, which that's actually crazy. The COD 4 AK-47 was a two-shot kill, there's no comparison. I gotta say, COD 4 again, that bone stock is terrifying. High damage, little recoil, it's a force to be reckoned with. Doomsane says COD 4 AK was superior, the fastest quick reload in the game, two-shot with stopping power and predictable recoil. JJ Jet says COD 4, somehow it jumps in and gives off visual recoil, but it actually doesn't. It feels like a laser. So yeah, this original AK does feel nice. It does have predictable recoil, and the damage is always consistent on this thing here. It's a reliable, it's just like a good old reliable weapon in Call of Duty that you know is really god tier, and you can use anytime and do pretty good with it, I'd say. Next up, the third best AK-47 goes to the Black Ops 1 version, and Galvane does say definitely a BO1 AK-47. Having sleight of hand with that gun was a god miracle. BO1 AK felt smoother and better than the MW2 AK. MW2 AK had a lot of visual kick, and the BO1 AK had not so much. Cam says BO1 easily. It was the most smooth and sounded perfect in their reload sound effect. Trent says BO1 because of the way it looked, iron sights clean, the sound, everything. Mountain Juice says that the BO1 AK-47 was absolutely amazing. The great damage it packed, the range, and most importantly, the perfect up and down recoil pattern. That recoil pattern is so easy to control, making it extremely deadly at almost all ranges, which, yeah, that's the main factor, the main thing that I always notice with this AK-47 compared to a lot of the rest is the up and down pattern, and that's true. And also the fact of how this gun sounds when you shoot and reload, it's one of the better better sounding AKs for sure. It sounds really cool, and you know what gun it is every time you do hear it, like right off the bat. Moving on, I say the next best AK is the Modern Warfare AK-47. So Scareface says, I'd be slapping with the MW 2019 AK. Just some dude here says, I have to say the BO1 AK is great, but MW 2019 made me fall in love, used it the most even in Warzone, made a joke class with it, and still managed to do well with high recoil and a sniper scope on it. Then this guy says, even though I love the BO1 AK, I have to go with the MW 2019 AK. No gun in the game has made me go, whoa, like the MW 2019 AK. And then he responded saying, same. And then Devin says, sound and look wise, probably MW 2019, as for which is the best as in terms of how viable it is. I'm honestly not sure. Then lastly, the MW 2019 AK hit like a beast, sounded like a beast, but had so much recoil to match. And yo, I feel like this one is so overlooked and so underrated, man. People just despise and hate this AK for no reason, in my opinion. It's so good. Just look at me go off with it. It's consistently a 3-shot kill, and obviously a 2-shot with stopping power. Stopping power makes it feel like the OG CoD 4 AK-47 or even the MW2 one. So this is actually one of my favorite guns in Modern Warfare. It's really powerful. So the last Modern Warfare game to cover is obviously MW3, and Ghost says MW3 was such a beast, and the reply right there says only Chad to use it. And another Ghost, damn man, the MW3 AK was pretty underrated. I liked it quite a lot. Ethan says MW3 AK-47 mostly for how it looks and sounds, and then Advan says MW3 AK underrated. Carlos says for some reason I think the AK-47 and MW3 was a monster. I dropped multiple mobs with that weapon. So man, the MW3 AK-47 is really underrated, I'd say. You know, compared to the other AKs are far better. Like 100%, they're far better, but this one is pretty good for the game that it's in. And I remember, I think at one point this AK was not even that good at all. It was actually pretty bad at one point, but they did buff it later on in the life cycle, and it turned pretty good. So I don't mind it every time I hop on this game. But obviously ACR is all ACR up on your forehead. That one, that's the go-to gun, obviously, the go-to AR, but you can't go wrong using the AK sometimes. We're going to Infinite Warfare. The futuristic AK in this game is obviously the Volk, and Certified Hood Classics does say, honestly, the Volk from IW. It's not the best, but it's my favorite because of low recoil with foregrip and high damage from long ranges. Juan says the Volk if you knew how to use it. I did. And then Blue Dragon says, for some reason, I like the Volk from IW. Edit, I know that game's garbage, though. Sheesh, man, just, even if there's something good about the game, people just still like hate on it. Like, man, I don't think IW deserves all the hate, in my opinion. At least it's my opinion, but regardless, this AK is pretty good, even though it's a laser type weapon and it's energy, it's not like bullet. And there is also a bullet variant in this game where it turns it into ballistic instead of like having energy. Regardless of whatever it so happens to be, it does slap. It's high damage and it's very good for this COD. And I do like using it. I've gotten some very nice feeds with this thing. Going to recently Cold War here. Tim says, Cold War AK is so powerful and it has no recoil control. And their reply says, but it sounds like my fart repeatedly farting. Like, what the heck? The Crabs does say Cold War AK, 0 recoil, high damage, amazing range and fire rate. It's definitely GOAT. The next comment here says the Cold War AK. I've been using AK-47 since both and the Cold War, and is by far the best. It was so good and it got banned in competitive play. Fluky Shark says Cold War AK is definitely the best in my books, with BO1 a close second. So yeah, the Cold War AK is very good. I remember I did not like this at all whatsoever in the alpha. I despised this weapon in the alpha. It was trash. I just, maybe I was bad with it, but now it's super good, low recoil, and one of the better consistent, higher damage, you know, 4-shotting kills. 4-shotting kill guns in the entire game for sure. So going to Black Ops 4 here, Jack says nobody will agree, but to be honest, the BO4 AK kind of slaps with the right attachments. So the KN-57 in this game, it's good for the game, right? But if we're comparing it to all the other AKs, it's truly not fair. It really isn't, because the other AKs are way more powerful than this, and it's probably because it's just in the game it is, simply as is. But it's a good, you know, futuristic version of the AK. It's not bad at all. Moving on though, we have Black Ops 3, and, you know, kind of similar story. This AK is good for this game, but, you know, other AKs are way better. And who remembers when this was actually called the ARK-7 or the ARC-7 back in the beta of Black Ops 3? Who remembers that? Because I definitely do. I kind of wish that it was still called that, because it was once called the ARC-7. But yeah, regardless, I mean, the iron sights are clean. It's a good weapon for this game. It 3 shots at a pretty, you know, decent range for Black Ops 3. So I mean, it's not too bad, but other AKs are definitely far better, obviously. Moving on here, I really don't know where to rank both the AK-47 and the KN and CoD Mobile, to be honest, because I really don't have that much experience with both AKs, so that's why they're kind of this low. You know, they're pretty good for the game, obviously, CoD Mobile, but obviously if we're comparing them to OGs like the CoD 4 AK, the MW21, and those top tier ones, it's just, yeah, it doesn't compare. But for CoD Mobile, they're pretty decent, and they're kind of fun, both KN and the AK-47. So yeah, that's why both of them are going to be just simply here at this spot. So next up, we have the worst AK-47 in my opinion, and that goes to the Advanced Warfare one. I literally made a video yesterday titled the worst AK-47 in Call of Duty, which I'll link it down below in the description, guys, where I simply just use the Advanced Warfare AK-47, use various variants of it to show off that no matter what variant you use, it still has the same, you know, issue, and it still isn't that good. And for me, the big issue with this is definitely the recoil, I'd say, and the fire rate. I may be making this gun look kind of decent, right? But it's very difficult to use. The recoil is just so weird and awkward on it, and then like the iron sights combined with the recoil, it just doesn't hit right in my opinion. And I believe this is like what, the same model as the MW3 AK-47, at least it looks like it. So yeah, it just doesn't work out. Even though I'm doing pretty good with it, I just don't like this. Like, this is the worst AK. If I had to choose one, it would be this one, 100%. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much the entire video right there. I hope you enjoyed, and if you made it to the end here, definitely leave down below in the comment section who would win. Would it be Donkey Kong or King Kong? Which gorilla would win? Let me know down below. But definitely leave a like if you did enjoy it, and check out these next few videos I'm gonna show. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.